Hi Pinks, welcome to my channel. If you're new, I'm Sindhu here. In my channel, I share videos relating to sarees, anything relating to sarees like saree draping, how to style your saree, how to wear your saree and buy your saree according to your body shape, height and everything. And also I share videos on lifestyle, fashion, skincare and hair care. If you're interested in something like that, definitely subscribe to this channel, you will love it. In today's video, I am sharing how to drape your sari when you're pregnant. Yes, I have so many of you asked me in the past year that to share how to drape your sari when you're pregnant, and this is the best time to do it because I'm pregnant and I want to seize the opportunity and drape a silk sari in this video. I highly recommend you to choose a soft silk if you're going to wear a silk sari because soft silk is very low in weight and it is not going to make you feel any uncomfortable because during pregnancy feeling comfortable is the most important thing in I don't want anything to make you feel uncomfortable. So let's get into the video and start learning how to drape your sari when you're pregnant. So here you can see I'm just making sure my sari is in the right place and everything for me to comfortably wear it. Before you start wearing your sari or draping your sari, make sure your inskirt is not so tight because as I said, I don't want you to feel any uncomfortable feeling during the sari draping process or when you are in your sari. So make sure you have your inskirt not so tight but quite loose, that will make you feel comfortable. And start by measuring the sari just above your feet. I don't want it to go below your feet because I don't want you to trip. So and once you make sure your sari is above, a little above your feet, you don't want to show your feet also, so a little above your feet, and then tuck it into your waist and make sure it is all smooth and good. Once you're done with that, now I'm going to go one round, and then again I'm going to go the second round. As you can see, I go two rounds and this is not going to stay this way. If you see what I'm going to do next, you will understand what I'm doing. So pinch that part and tuck it into your waistline and then start pleating your sari. So if you don't want to pleat your sari and you want it to be a single pleat, this is the place where you just measure how long you want your pleat and then let it drape like this for your single pleat. And I'm not going to show you how to drape a single pleat today, so I'm just starting to pleat my sari. If you want to know how to pleat your sari perfectly, I have a different video for that, a whole video dedicated to just pleating the sari, silk sari. I will definitely link it in the iCard in the corner and also in the description box so you can find it easily and learn how to pleat your sari perfectly. I'm just fast forwarding the pleating process as I have a whole video explaining it. And also if you want to watch this video in Tamil, I have a whole Tamil channel where I will be posting the same video with a Tamil voiceover. So definitely check it out if you want to watch this video in Tamil. So I'm pinning the sari in each step of pleating to make sure it stays in place. And once I'm done with the length and I'm okay with the length, what I'm doing is I'm making sure the last pleat is on the place where I'm going to pin it on my shoulders. And whenever you pin it horizontally when it's going to rest on your shoulder. So once you pin it, you take the pleat around your chest area and bring it to your waist. As I'm showing it here, you just hold it and then you remember the second round, the pinch, so take it out. So now the second round comes off and this makes it easier for me during draping. That is why I do the second round and do this process. And most of the people don't really do it, but this helps me a lot. That is why I do it. This is how I drape my sari. I'm just sharing how I drape my saris. I'm not telling you this is how you need to do. So what I'm doing here is I'm just taking the pleating portion around my chest area and bringing it over my waist. At this point, I'm making sure the sari is draping across my belly button and I'm feeling comfortable with how it falls on my chest area and on my waist area. And then I'm pinning the sari onto my blouse from the side. As you can see, I'm just showing you where I pin my sari to my blouse. Why I'm doing it is, it is going to make sure the saree stays in place. You can skip this part if you don't mind your saree like coming a little below your blouse or anything. So if you can skip the step if you don't want a safety pin there also, I don't mind it. So I'm just pinning it in there and making sure like it's going to stay up there, because I like my saree staying in place. I don't like it like coming down and me adjusting it every single time. So that is why I do it. And then adjust the pleat across your belly according to your taste and how you like it. I usually do it like over my belly button and then pin it just exactly above the belly button. So when you're pinning on top of your pregnant belly, be very careful and be very gentle. Don't like poke your belly or anything. So just be gentle and then pin your sari with your inskirt, and make sure you use a good safety pin while doing all these, so it ensures it doesn't damage your sari. Now as the next step, I'm starting to make the waist pleat. While doing it, I'm just grabbing the sari from my right side and then like pulling it and making sure I'm starting the first pleat from where my sari falls on my belly button. So that is where I do my very first pleat. And also, as you notice, my very first pleat is going to be bigger than the rest of the pleats. I do it because this makes sure the pleating gets really perfect and make sure it stays like straight, not so straight, quite straight when I like tuck in my sari. As you can see, my second pleat is going to be way smaller than my first pleat. Why I do this is because the first pleat is going to make sure my pleating is going to be straight and good, and the second pleat and the third pleat and the rest of the pleats are going to be small. So I get a lot of pleats and that gives a beautiful flare when I tuck in the sari, and it's going to look really beautiful. If you want to learn how to pleat your waist pleat in both the ways, like from this side, I mean from the right side and also to the left side, I have a separate video explaining it very clearly and like very slowly. So definitely I'll put it in the iCard. You can check it out there, or I will be having it in the description box. You can check it out and learn how to perfectly pleat your waist pleats. And then I'm taking my time and arranging the pleats and making sure everything stays aligned together. And then what I'm doing is I'm going to pin it. Before that, I'm going to make sure I have the sari like tucked in like how I showed, and then like making sure all my pleats are like aligned and good and it is flaring up real good, and making sure where I am going to tuck the sari, and then I'm going to pin it exactly where I'm going to tuck the saree in. As you can see, I'm like making sure it is aligning and good, and like I'm like measuring where exactly I'm going to tuck it. Also, during this step, make sure your sari is not below your feet or like going to drag you or like going to trip you when you are like walking. Make sure it is just above your feet and gives you that flow where you can walk without your sari disturbing you. Once you decide that place, you're going to pin your sari in the exact place where you're going to tuck your sari. Once I'm happy with the pinning and everything, I'm tucking in the sari and I'm making sure everything like goes in and like falls smooth. I'm smoothing the sari where I've tucked in and making sure everything is good and I'm liking how it looks. And now I'm going to tuck the sari in all the sides and at the back. So you can see I'm just making sure even at the back I'm going to make sure the sari doesn't going to trip me or like make me uncomfortable when I walk. So I'm making sure the length of the sari is right, and then I'm going to tuck it in. Take my time and tuck it in. Oh my god, it was a struggle to tuck my sari in, like pinning my hands behind and doing it. It looks simple, but like when you're pregnant and you have that big of a belly, it was hard actually. To be honest, it was hard. It was the part that I struggled seriously when I was draping the sari, because I didn't want to like force my hands behind and like tuck my sari in and everything. So once I tucked my sari in, I'm making sure it is smooth. I don't really care if it didn't look so smooth at the back, because the sari is going to cover it up. And once I'm done with that, I'm just adjusting my pleats, and then this is how my sari looks. You can just leave it here and be okay, but I'm going to make sure my sari looks really really good. And And as the next step, what I'm going to do is I just took the pin out of my blouse to make it easier for me to adjust the saree. And also I'm taking the pin that I pinned above my belly button because it moved really up when I was adjusting the saree and all. So I just took it out. And then what I'm doing is I'm grabbing the saree and pulling it inside, the pleat that has the border. I mean the border, the saree border, and then I'm pulling it in and like fixing the sides of the pleat. And then I'm also adjusting my chest part of the pleat and then pulling every pleat perfectly like how I like it, and then I'm pulling it. This is how I usually do every time when I drape my saree. If you have watched my previous draping videos, you can see how I do it. So because I have a bigger belly, I have less to work here, so I'm just pulling the saree as much as I can, but comfortably, not so tight, and then bringing the pleats and adjusting it according to how the saree draped on me and on that day. And definitely it will change from person to person, and like how you drape the saree, it will change from the saree, this saree to the next saree. So you have to adjust it accordingly. You need to work with the flow of the saree. So once you pull it, you can see how the pleats are aligning on the side. And what I'm doing here is I'm just like pushing it in and pinning it in there. So when I do this, this is going to ensure the saree is going to be pinned and it's going to stay in place, and it is going to make sure your saree will look perfect and beautiful all day long. Because we have already made a pin in our waist pleat, that is why the pleat didn't move and it came back to its position just like how it was before. So once it's all done, what I'm doing is I'm just positioning my waist pleats and I'm going to make a pin again there. Usually when I pin it from inside, but today because of the pregnant belly, I'm pinning it outside. If you have a brooch or anything like that, you can put it on top of it, and I didn't prefer doing it because my saree is anyway going to cover it. So this is how your saree will look, your belly will look once you have done draping. I really love sarees and I really love being pregnant, and saree and pregnancy. Oh my god, it's a perfect combination according to me. And my pinks, I hope you enjoyed watching this video and learned how to drape your saree when being pregnant. And if you have any doubts or questions regarding this video, definitely let me know in the comment section. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And also if you have any other video suggestions, definitely let me know because I love making videos for my pinks. And also join my private Facebook group where you can discuss anything regarding sari, lifestyle, skincare, anything relating to ladies, because it's ladies only group where I have thousands plus ladies already like sharing and uplifting each other and helping each other out. So definitely join my private Facebook group. I'll have the link in the description box and also as the first comment of this video. And follow me on Instagram, and I'll catch you in my next video. Until then, be kind to one another. Bye bye with Love, Sindhu.